Brandon. I like to play football, and I like to tackle people and catch footballs.
Welcome. I'm Sarah. I like to watch movies and TV shows. My favorite TV show is Stranger Things. Welcome to
Cougar TV.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II has died. Queen Elizabeth has been monarch of the United Kingdom and head of the Commonwealth nations since 1952. She surpassed Queen Victoria, her great-great-grandmother, to become the longest reigning British monarch in 2015. And in 2022, Britain celebrated Her Majesty's Platinum Jubilee in honor of 70 years on the throne. But before that, on the 21st of April, 1926, she was born Her Royal Highness Princess Elizabeth Alexandra Mary of York, first child of Prince Albert and Lady Elizabeth, then styled the Duke and Duchess of York. Princess Elizabeth was expected to live a relatively normal, if privileged, life. But all that changed when King Edward VIII abdicated the throne of England to his younger brother, Prince Albert, in 1936. She was just 25 years old. The coronation of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II was the first British coronation to be fully televised, with cameras allowed inside Westminster Abbey. It was one of many ways Her Majesty went on to modernize the monarchy. The Queen and Prince Philip had two more children, Princes Andrew and Edward, making them the firstborn to a reigning monarch since the era of Queen Victoria. After centuries of calculated remoteness, Queen Elizabeth was the first British royal to start the walkabout, greeting people face to face rather than being chauffeured from afar. Generations of royals have continued this tradition. The Queen also saw the royal family into the age of technology. In 1957, her annual Christmas message was broadcast on television for the first time. She sent her first tweet in 2014 and posted her first Instagram picture in 2019, signing them both Elizabeth R. She was even the first British monarch to pay income taxes. Away from official duties, the Queen was known to love dogs, especially the Corgi and Dorgi breeds, as well as horse racing. The Queen and Prince Philip had 4 children, 8 grandchildren, and 12 great-grandchildren. With 3 males next in the Windsor line of succession, it will be generations before the world ever says, "God save the Queen," again.
National Grandparents' Day is an annual celebration that takes place on September 11th. Although observed throughout the country, it is not a federal holiday. Most businesses will continue to follow Sunday working hours. Some facts about National Grandparents' Day is that the official song is "A Song for Grandma and Grandpa" by Johnny Crow.
Patriot Day is held on September 11 each year. Owing to its significance, many simply refer to Patriot Day by its date, September 11 or 9/11. It is an annual observance but not a national holiday. Schools and businesses are open, however, it is common for commemorative ceremonies to take place.
These tridents were from the North Tower. They were recovered in the aftermath of the attacks. We brought them back here and basically built the museum all around them.
Joe Daniels is president and CEO of the 9/11 Memorial. You're not whitewashing it. This is the raw, dirty material.
Exactly. I mean, this is the steel that bore the attacks.
The museum is built almost entirely underground, some 70 feet down. It sits in the precise footprint of the World Trade Center.
So this is exactly where the South Tower started and went up 1,350 feet.
A striking display of the sheer scale of the destruction, with poignant reminders of the tragedy at every turn.
I mean, this is unbelievable.
This is actually the front of this fire truck. This is the cab.
You wouldn't know.
Wouldn't know, and it's completely burned out and destroyed.
Then there's the retaining wall that remarkably held strong even when the towers fell.
When the towers came down, all that debris that was here, right in this space, provided bracing for that wall. And when that debris was cleared, there was a big concern that the wall would breach, would flood lower Manhattan.
It could have been so much worse. But this wall held under all of that pressure. Visitors will also walk alongside the survivor stairs.
Used by hundreds of people as the buildings are crumbling, running from the dust cloud to escape to safety. And it's for all our visitors to understand the story of survival.
And likely one of the most emotional stops in the museum. This art installation mimics the blue sky on that fateful morning. Behind it, the still unidentified remains of 9/11 victims. The move met with mixed emotion from their families.
A still shocking statistic is that 1,100 family members never got any human remains back to bury, never got to go through the ritual of laying their loved ones to rest. It's not a public space at all. Only family members are allowed back behind the wall.
Right next door, a room dedicated to the lives of those lost. Adjacent to this is the reflection room, which is so important, and why we can't show it and won't show it is because the families get to see it first.
Exactly. That room is an area called In Memoriam, and it's a photographic portrait of each and every one of the 2,983 victims. You see pictures, a father coaching his son's Little League team, a wedding. You see the lives that were lost that day, and not just about how they died, it's who these people were.
Throughout the museum, chilling reminders of the day. Handmade flyers for the missing, a cross emerging from the wreckage. Everyday items simply left behind.
We help through these artifacts and images tell that story of just, it was panic and people were getting out as fast as they could.
And it's not just the shoes. It tells the shoes worn by this woman, Linda. I mean, you're telling everything about that day. And while the museum is vast, one small exhibit has been the biggest source of controversy. Its focus, the terrorists themselves, including a film criticized for not making a clear enough distinction between Islam and Al-Qaeda. There's been a lot of criticism. Why give any time to the terrorists?
You know, it's one way to look at it is you don't build a Holocaust museum and not be very clear that the Nazis were the ones who committed those atrocities.
It seems very appropriate that you end here at the last column.
And it's, again, goes right back to resiliency, seeing those messages of hope and remembrance on this very tall column that's still standing strong.
Kate Baldwin, CNN, New York.
When I met Michael, I was 14 years old, and I knew that he was going to be my boyfriend. We got married when I was 19, and we were both kids. We really didn't know what next, get married and now what. When we were divorced, I remember the kids telling me that their father confided in them with a secret. And he said, well, Daddy still loves you. He doesn't want us to tell you. And I said, well, I know, and I love him too, but Mommy and Daddy are gone their separate ways, but we'll always be a family, and we'll always be your mom and dad. On 9/11, I remember getting up to take my daughter. She had a doctor's appointment, so my daughter was home. At 9:04, I got a phone call, and it was Michael, and he was calling from the 103rd floor. And the first thing that he said was, I'm calling to say goodbye. And I said, why? Where are you going? And he said, well, I'm in the building that was just hit by a plane. He just wanted to tell me how much he loved the children. And he says, I also want to tell you that I always loved you. And I said, I know. the kids told me. And my daughter was there, and she saw me becoming a little hysterical, and I didn't know whether to put her on because I didn't know how he would react. He thought she was at school. It just really breaks my heart that he's not here for them. It's like the only thing on his mind was to tell the kids that he loved them. And the thing is that my 2 children look just like him, and they talk like him, and they joke like him. So it's like he's there. You know, I see him in them every day. And as much as he used to drive me crazy, he was my family and my best friend.